Hi, this is the new Caribou, Sir David, the Bard. And for those of you who have requested on several occasions, also the Ass Hat. Call me what you want, I don't care. Call me to dinner, isn't that an old joke somewhere? Anyway, you know, I've come across this stuff. I happened to be with Mormons all day yesterday, and I haven't taken my drugs this morning. Medications, not drugs, medications. Anyway, I'm a little exhausted listening to the round and round, about around talk of the Mormons trying to defend whatever. They're funny people. They really are, and they really have nothing to say except what they've been told to say. They have no original ideas. But I enjoyed this gentleman yesterday because he's a little bit intelligent, and he thinks a little bit, and he knows a lot of church history. So when I tell him, you know, some of the bizarre things of the church, you go, "Oh, I knew that, but it doesn't count for me getting into heaven." I go, "Okay, whatever you have to say." Anyway, I'm going to do a video. I may have to break this into 2 or 3 videos because it's so damn disgusting and it's so damn extensive. First of all, I have said it's called I think it's the Values Institute and the Evergreen Project that was going on at BYU. Monson was in charge. Your prophet, your seer, your revelator was pulling weenies out of the pants at BYU and putting electrical shocks on them of homosexuals. Now here's a job for a Jesus man. If someone said to me, "New Caribou, big money, big fame, just pull penises out and put electrodes on them," I go, "You know what, I think I'm going to pass on this one." I'd rather be poor and stupid and not have all the people, prophet, seer, and revelator. Now, I don't want to shake hands with Monson. I'm going to tell you that right from the get-go. After I've read this crap, and more extensively. I did a little quick video on it, as I remember, years ago. But this one I'm going to make extensive because I have found out more that is more disgusting. So, now, this is a weenie out of the pants, but it's also a vagina out of the panties because they put the electrodes on the girls' lesbians' vaginas and their breasts. Dang, how can you people follow men like this? Joseph Smith the con man and Monson the weenie man. Jeez. Now, you think I'm making this up. Folks, this is too bad and too funny to make up. Believe me. No one can make this up. It is the reality of the Mormon Church. Now, let me move over here and see. Oh, okay. Now, here it is. Now, geez, the Mormon Church never misses a chance to make a buck. Now, the guy who was in charge of this somewhat, his name was Robert D. Card, C-A-R-D. And, he made an invention, and he tried to get a patent on it. Now, I don't know if this patent went through or not. I don't see that. Oh, wait a minute. It did go through. Here's a patent number. You Mormons, look this up. It's the penis measuring device from BYU. It's patent 6050959, issued April 18th, 2000. So he's got a patent on it till May 14th, 2018. Now, I read the description. I tried to get a couple of patents when I was young on certain things. They weren't weenie devices. No, they were mechanical things for cars. Anyway, here we are. Let me read you the abstract, which is a summary of his application for the weenie machine. An apparatus and method for sensing the swelling and shrinking of an elastic member based on movement and angular changes to the surface of the elastic member between one or more portions of the surface thereof. God, I went to school. You know what that sentence means? That sentence means if the weenie moves left, right, up, or down and swells, we're going to know it. Jesus, where did these Mormons come up with this stuff? The apparatus includes first and second parts which cooperate to produce an electrical signal indicative of an angular and distal positioning of the respective parts. Another fancy way of saying, if you're getting a hard-on, you're going to get a hell of a shock. Why can't they just tell the truth? But anyway, I can't read. At least one part is mounted on a flexible base. I think that's the base of your penis, which attaches to the first portion of the surface of the elastic member, which is the weenie, I guess, for movement therewith, with the other mounted for the... It goes on. God, you know, I've read a lot of scientific abstracts over my education, and God, if that ain't the most bullshit I've ever read. Okay, let me see. I'm getting a shockwave flash, crash, so I don't know if I'm on or if I'm off. Let me go back over to this one and see, am I still on? I think it's still, I don't know, damn. I hate to do these over again. Anyway, let me go back to the weenie machine. Okay, now it says here, I'm not gonna, you know where you can get this? It's called Patent Storm, S-T-O-R-M, Patent Storm. I guess it's on the internet. I got this off of another website, and you can look it up. It's called The Apparatus and Method for Measuring Sexual Arousal. The patent references are device for measuring penile I know that word, turbulence and rigidity, threshold penis rigidity. Anyway, goddamn, go read it yourself. It makes me sick. So the homosexual guys go in and they're referred by their bishops and the parents. And I guess this was going on when I was at BYU. Thank goodness my weenie had other ideas at BYU. Those Mormon girls, they're so innocent, and they're so beautiful at BYU. I don't know if that's just the FLDS inbreeding or what, I don't know. So, they put this on a girl's breast, if she's a lesbian, and they put it on her vagina, if she's a lesbian, and just shock the shit out of them. Now, what girl, and what authority and paid professional person in the Mormon church, Monson, would take 2 electrodes and say, honey, would you lift up your skirt? Could you pull your lips apart? This one goes on the left one. Oh, that's nice. This one goes on the right one. Jesus will be with you. Oh my God. I'll just make a little shock for you. What's wrong? I'm a sick person. I admit that. I'm bipolar and mentally ill, and I'm proud of that. When I see what normal people do, my standards as an atheist are far superior to this. I would never shock anyone for any reason, really. You know, to put electrodes on people's privates, I'm not really into that. But evidently, Robert D. Card made some money. I don't know how many of these devices you can buy, and maybe you can get them over at Deseret Bookstore. Maybe DI, maybe some of those machines over there that I never understood what you would use them for. DI has a special price on these erectile and vagina torture chamber devices. Okay, let me bring up something else here. That, oh God, oh my God. Now see, this makes me, it's funny, but it's sick. My standards as an atheist are so much superior to the Mormon church. Listen what these young people had to sign. Here is the release form. I, Deborah Smith, witness the fact that I have had explained to me all the various ramifications of experimental aversion techniques used to counter addiction, inappropriate emotional propensities. I love the way the Mormons try to use the English language. BYU taught me to spot shit. That's shit. What that says is the young woman is basically saying that she's a lesbian. Her propensities are her lesbianism, and aversion therapy. Now, aversion therapy was pretty popular. I'm not going to say what decades because I don't remember. But it was like smoking. If you smoked and you wanted to quit, they made you sit in a room and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke. You could have no rest. And pretty soon you became so sick of smoking, you quit. There's some support for aversion therapy, but not a lot. Not a lot. It didn't really go too far at all in the professional world. So she says she's already been explained all these things, and it's going to take care of her private emotions and propensities, like those of my own. I love other women and their vaginas, I guess. I fully realize that these procedures are experimental in nature. Well, Monson couldn't see anyone else's vaginas, so he made this up. He made it up. Like Joseph, he didn't have a job. Make a church up. Let's see. They're experimental in nature, and their design and application, and that their application to me will likely produce a great deal of discomfort, and that perhaps tissue or organ damage could result. When you light a pussy up, let me be professional. When you light a vagina on fire electrically, there may be some damage to that tender skin there that would be a little discomfort. Only the Mormons can think this up. A mental institution, a group of them getting together in an institution. I don't think they could come up with this crap here. Okay, could result. In other words, suddenly my vagina doesn't look like a vagina at all. It looks like a battlefield in World War II. Nevertheless, I agree to allow D.G. Thoreau and his clinical associates to administer these experimental adverse techniques to me in any way in their judgment would seem appropriate to therapeutic objectives. Let me tell you, I'll share a secret with you here. I've had shock therapy. Now, I know years ago everybody said, oh, that's terrible, that's this and that's that, and shock therapy fell out of, for mental patients, fell out of grace. Well, I read the journals on it, and I don't give a rat's ass what people say. The journal said it works. So I thought, screw, I'll go into an institution and go, hey, I'm in here for shock therapy. And it's kind of a coincidence what I'm going to say here. So I looked around and I saw a lot of sick people in there. I looked in the mirror and I go, I ain't that sick. So anyway, the next day was my shock therapy day. So they put me on the gurney and I was in there, and there was nurses and doctors and you know, it kind of looked like a Back to the Future electrical machine sitting there. And the doctor said, okay, now we're going to put you out so that you won't have to feel this. And I said, I think that's a good idea. So they put me out in a kind of a twilight sleep, and I wasn't totally out. Well, they turned the damn machine on, and my body goes like this, and the damn electrode fell off. Jeez. And it went onto my balls, my nuts, my privates has the electrode. I would rather have died. So they turned the machine off. And the doctor says to me, we're really sorry about that. He was saying between malpractice, we're really sorry about that. We're going to fix that, and if it's okay, we're going to do it again. I got up off that table, and I said, when pigs fly, I'm out of here. And I left. Well, you can see the therapy did absolutely no good. Anyway, I've had a little bit of what this girl and what this boy is going to go through, and it was an accident with me. With these people, the girls are saying, yeah, just put it on my vagina, and the boys are going, yeah, if I get an erection, just shoot that thing down with as much electricity as you can. So anyway, let me just read the rest of what she's agreeing to here. I also witnessed the fact that the visual, auditory, and other sensory modality stimuli used to counter conditions my inappropriate emotions and propensities have been either provided by me or I have agreed to use them as directed by Dr. Eugene Thorno, Thorno, and his clinical associates. Some of these materials could be construed by socially or morally offensive. I gotta tell you, once I have experiences with this shit. I really do. One of my wives wanted me to have a vasectomy. Now I say, if it ain't broken, you don't fix it. So finally, I got a lot of pressure, and you know, she said, "You ever want to see this again?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." Okay, vasectomy. So I went in and I donated some sperm, and that was an experience in and of itself. This was in Massachusetts, and I went to this big laboratory thing, and so the lady at the counter there, I had to put my name and address and all my physical characteristics, history of this and that. And so she gives me this little cup, and she says, "Okay, go in that room back there and get some sperm." And, hey, I think I can do that. So I go into the room, and here's all these Playboy magazines, all these Hustler magazines. They didn't have videos back then. I was young, and so anyway, you know, it was one of the best doctor appointments I ever went to. So anyway, I come out, and they dump it into the, oh, what is that, liquid oxygen and whatever, liquid oxygen, and freeze my boys. So, I'm used to pornography. Not that used to it. Well, maybe. Anyway, this poor girl, they're going to make her look at erections and see if her vagina grows in blood. And if it does, the machine is going to say, holy crap, she's excited and she's wet. Shock the hell out of her. What a religion! How could anybody believe in this religion? I did for 50 years before I resigned. So girls, if you get hot too much, too often, go to BYU. They'll calm you down. Unbelievable. So she has to sign this. Oh my God. You know, it just, that's the end of it basically there. Okay, so there's the apparatus. There is the form. Oh, it goes on and on here. You know, if I could get you this link, I don't know if I can, because this is a good link here. It's got the whole thing on it. It's got the whole thing on it, all about BYU. Let me see if I can get this up for you. And if I can, oh my God, look how long this is. Okay, this is www.CONNELLODONOVAN.com. Okay, and you can see, here's Brigham Young's son dressed in drag. It starts, and it goes down page after page after page. Okay, so let me see now if I'm, maybe I'm not even on here. Let me go back. Okay, there I am. Okay, I think I'm still on. I don't know. That damn shockwave. Yeah. Shockwave. That's the name of the software that bounced up here and says shockwave has crashed. That's when I was talking about shockwaves on penises and vaginas. Any coincidence? I don't know. You know, it's hard to be serious when you see comedy like this, okay? And when you see, what's the song? We thank thee, O God, for a prophet who guides us in tears to this day. I forget some of the words. I do remember, do what is right, let the consequence follow. They don't sing that song anymore. I think it's out of the book. Why would that be? Anyway, I think 3. Now, I could be wrong on the numbers. See, the Mormons say, it wasn't 3, it was 5, so he's an idiot. He's lying about the numbers, so he's lying about the whole... That's the Mormon spin. Okay. One, or more than one for the Mormons, young men committed suicide after this therapy. I didn't read anything about the girls. Maybe the girls like that. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, you girls can write in and go, no, we ain't into that. But anyway, more than one, or at least one, I think it was 6, young men killed themselves after this treatment. And Monson takes it to his grave. He stands up on that damn podium, and you all bow your head and say yes. And you don't know that, you don't want to shake hands with this guy. He's had more penises in his hands than most gay men do. So, I may break this out into another video. I think I've covered pretty much all of it, at least the principle. And of course the Mormons will say, well, he missed one thing, or, his head's funny, or look at that safe in the back, he's a criminal, they never talk to the subject. Never. I talked to a Mormon yesterday, 5 hours about the church, and he came in and watched a couple of the videos, and I invited him, and I'll make this open to everybody else too. I invited him to sit in here with me and be a guest. And he said, well, maybe he will someday. I can't get one Mormon to come in here and sit down and go, hey, that ain't true. The new caribou is a liar. The bard is not telling you the right story. I invite any Mormon that wants to. Now, I'm not going to take an idiot. I'm not going to take a fool. If you're a serious Mormon and you're a mother or a father or you're a missionary or you have some validity, I'm happy to have you sit right here. There's an extra chair right here, and we'll sit here and we can talk, and the world can see how Mormons respond, and if you want to bear your testimony, that's fine. Let 250,000 people see a real Mormon that doesn't get paid, that I don't get paid, that it is not slanted in anybody's direction, who is able to come in and say, well, the penis story is not exactly what David said that it was. Let them come. You know why the Mormons don't respond to oral sex videos? They're so scared that if they say anything, their bishops will excommunicate them. You see one Mormon comment on Monson's second house in Midway? I did that video 2 or 3 days ago, and I promised you that they would not write in. They're in shock. They're in shock. They didn't know that. And they're going, crap, I didn't know that he had a second house there. And his damn insurance on that house is $500 a month. I'm sorry, taxes on that house are $500 a month. Well, insurance would probably be a little bit too. So here is this modest stipend that he's paying for that house, and the other one down in Salt Lake City. So anyway, the numbers don't add up as usual, but in Mormon mind, Mormon math, they line up. So anyway, if you're having trouble with erections, or you're having trouble with breasts and or vagina swellings, you could write to the company that sells these devices, and you could put them on your husband or your wife. And they'll do anything that you say, because you push, get me breakfast. No, beep. I'm out here. Wake up in the morning, here's the wife going, "Hon, do we have to do it every morning?" And he has a device on. Of course, honey, it's your duty. He's out of bed, jumping around the room. Just, I want to go back to BYU. They weren't as mean with that device as you are. So anyway, here's the BYU penis and vagina device, and if you want one, we're having a special today. If you call in the next 10 seconds, we'll give you 2, and we won't charge you for the second one. It's just handling, and we will handle it for you. Thank you. 1995.